Hold it. Hold it. Okay.
It is currently 12 a.m. right now, July something, and I am currently wearing the Guilty hoodie. Which means, of course, I have eaten a lot of food today. But that food was well earned, because today I decided to cook my own things for once. That's right, I woke up relatively late. It was like 12 p.m., and I decided to take my buddy with me to go to Wally World and form my own Big Mac burritos. At first, I thought it was gonna be like Chipotle burritos. I thought that's what the recipe that I was gonna like copy off of, but it was actually the Big Mac burritos. So I just decided to follow that. And whenever I'm tasked to cook for myself, or let's say do cooking, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Normally because it takes a lot of work, and also the last time I tried to cook for myself, I got major food poisoning right in the upper cartilage. It was not good. I had to go home from work that day. But that was grilled chicken. And this time I wasn't going to forsake myself in this regard, because I was going to try another choice meat, the ground beef. So I went through Wally World and I got my ingredients: the onion powder, the garlic powder, the paprika. I have no idea what any of those thingamajiggies do, but I got them anyway because that was in the recipe. Got my 96.4 beef, and I also got a big giant gallon of 1% chocolate milk for my cereal. And I was gonna force myself to get vegetables into this burrito. That's right, it wasn't just gonna be a meat and a sauce and then tortilla. I was gonna go all the way, just as this Instagram content creator has already laid out. I got the ingredients and I headed out into the cooking stage. And so I did. At first, I thought I was going to be a hit, or not a hit, but a miss, because my pan was not big enough to hold the 3 pounds of ground beef that I got. But it managed just fine, just took longer to cook. Maybe a little pink in the ground beef, but thanks be to God, no one got food poisoning as of yet. I made the Big Mac sauce with the 3 things that I mentioned earlier that I didn't know what it was doing. I don't know what flavor it brought, but also, even though it was my first time, I went to the niche thing. I did the pickle juice. The pickle juice to form the perfect Big Mac sauce, and it was not perfect. It did not form the color that I wanted, but I still put it on the tortilla anyway. It made about 8 big, gigantic burritos that I could not fold. I did not have the skill to fold these burritos. So really, it just formed into like a big giant salad with like a huge gigantic carb source at the bottom. And toasting of the tortilla even went down, despite the unraveling that was constantly in peril. I say these things because the sphere of cooking is now gone, and unfortunately has created a lethal weapon. That's right, the one thing that was holding me back from being the lethal weapon that I decided to become was the fact that I was fueling my body with terrible foods. Terrible foods that you could purchase at any gas station and munch on anytime you want. They wouldn't be filling, so you would gorge on them. And ultimately, that would lead to the sin of gluttony, which is no bueno. But now that I'm able to form these products of mine on my own time, I'm finally able to form into the man that I'm supposed to be. The next Gordon Ramsay, that is. The next Gordon Ramsay with an apron. The next Gordon Ramsay with a mustache. The next Gordon Ramsay with a rectangular shaped head. And the next Gordon Ramsay with spectacles on my face. But yeah, I'm excited to try stuff new. New stuff. Maybe do pasta next time. That way I can just chow down without having to try and get all the stuff I stuffed into one small tortilla and risk having it fall to the floor, so that Willow the cat hopefully doesn't get poisoned by it. It also makes me ponder of how God is going to form his foods in heaven, and whether or not we are going to be part of the process, or how he's going to do it. Is he going to snap his fingers and food's going to appear for us in heaven? Either way, it's going to be amazing. No food poisoning, no nothing. I was also thinking that maybe it'd be a hilarious and joyful time to try and see people who are terrible at cooking in heaven try and do the thing, but then everyone's still joyful at it. Obviously, there's just speculations, but it's fun to think about. As we approach heaven, one day closer at a time, and we don't know who is going to be watching this YouTube machine video. So I'd just like to remind you that your death day has already been decided for you. That's right, there's nothing to change. No healthy diet, no exercise routine, no sleep schedule can prevent you from meeting your end on this world. Once you meet your end, you'll have to face an eternal ruler, that is, your creator. He'll judge you by your merits, and unfortunately, we've only merited evil, merited bad, punishment for ourselves. But Jesus merited goodness, righteousness, and entrance into heaven. He decided to do a bank swap with us. His account transferred over to ours, and our account transferred over to his. That's why he got punished on that cross. The sin of the world. All sin is stripped away from those who repent and believe on his name. And because he rose from the grave, defeating death on the third day, the sacrifice was a success. That one day we'll be in heaven with him forever and ever. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Also, the basketball game yesterday, I have a feeling we're going to be more organized going into the next game. We got our strategy, so I'm pretty psyched. To God be the glory.